Good to see you. As I walk around Sapa, Vietnam, just in the town, just had a coffee at a place called Chill Park Coffee. They do the good value actually. They are doing the simple Vietnamese coffee, which is condensed milk. But if you ask nicely, they'll give you normal milk as well, which tastes more like flat white. But the Vietnamese coffee is a bit sweet. So sometimes you can ask them to dull that down a bit because they can go hard on the sweetness. But they also, as a sit-down restaurant or cafe, they also gave their version of a banh mi, because everyone does it differently here, and they gave it a bacon and egg in a banh mi roll for 50,000 dong for the banh mi, which is a good deal. 19 and a bit thousand Australian dollars to the banh mi, to the Vietnamese dong. So it's about $2.50, and then it's 35,000 dong for normal coffee. If you want to go with salted coffee or egg coffee, which is your classic Vietnamese coffees you get here, and they all do it differently too. You go to one place, they'll do it differently than something else. So sometimes they'll have a egg coffee, they'll have a bit of black coffee underneath with the egg froth on the top, and sometimes it's like a cream brulee type of fully mixed up like that was. So I think you just find your place you like and you go for them. I'm not saying that was a very frothy type of coffee, but wasn't my 100%. But the frothy egg coffee and the salted coffees there, about 60,000 dong. But that's about market price. I've seen coffees going from 65,000 dong to 85,000. We're in a tourist bubble, and I feel that the prices here are higher than normal Vietnam, where there's more competition. But there's a lot of tourists here, tourist location, hostels and hotels. Just waiting for the crossing. Remember the drive on the right here. Let's go for a wander. Yesterday I went up the mountain. I do apologise, my footage up there was pretty scant. Yeah, it was a shit day up the top. It was really foggy, sprinkling. I had my plastic raincoat just to help propel the water. It was very misty and very windy and very vertical too. Though the steps were proper steps, they weren't the carved into the rock type of steps, which is a bit of quite hard. It's quite hard walking up those. You can see I've got my lake over there, which is the sort of the heart of Sapa town. And as you walk around the edge of the lake, it goes to this big courtyard. There's a market down here. And across further, so I can see myself, across further past the markets on the other, where the town starts again, that is where the bus station is. So that's where the buses go from here, a 6-hour ride in one of the coffin buses for about 420,000 dong to Hanoi. And I believe that's where they also go for the red bus, or the bus service down to Lai Chau, if you want to go back to the China border. And that's 50,000 dong. So today, I'm just walking around. I haven't got too much planned at all. I just got myself a couple of coffees, had lunch, had a banh mi. Good place, actually. There's a little cafe restaurant chain here called Le Gecko, which is quite good. So far I found the owner's got 2 Le Geckos on each side of the lake, and he's got a smaller one called Le Petit Gecko, which I haven't tried, but they've got the same restaurant menu, so, but they're good for breakfasts. So they do a good bacon and egg, and they do a fruit and cereal, like a muesli mix. It's quite good. It's a blue sky. You can't complain. No jackets, no umbrellas, no coats today. It dried up yesterday, almost, and today it's been a good day. Before that it was torrential. For a couple of days it was just raining hard. So I am just walking around the lake. Got no great plans today. Think I'll add some videos to hear what the town looks like. Nice little town. And I've been here for a total of, I will be for a total of 5 nights. Yeah. Possibly if you're doing the walks, this particular segment of where I am in Vietnam, it's only for short. I'm going back across the border to China. So this was just a bit of a visa reset. As you can see, lots of 7-Eleven style shops, lots of hotels, lots of beauty and spa places. I was chatting with the lady up the top of the mountain yesterday. She said she got her nails done, gelled nails done, hand painted apparently, which whatever that means. Hand painted little flowers on her nails. She thought it was really good value. I think she paid 27 English pounds. That is. She said it would have cost £100 back in Scotland, where she was from. So, but there was, I think, a lot of time painting the nails by hand. Spas are good value. Massages, everyone's getting massages done here. You get the leg massage, which I must say I got one done yesterday after coming down from the mountain. Came back, had to clean up, and then went back out and got a massage. And it was 100,000 dong to do that, and that's about give or take $5. But everyone's doing them, and I just do half-hour sessions. I saw there was a couple there. I must have been doing it for an hour. The girls are pros at doing the massages. You can get the full bodies. I think you go upstairs for one of those. They're about 240 to 280,000 dong. After a big day, the temptation if you get one of those is possibly to fall asleep. There was more chance for me to stay awake if I just got the legs. But yeah, I think there's a big employment here. I think the hotel sector is employing a lot. The cafes, restaurants employing a lot, and then you've got the massage places. They're just everywhere. Like there's another place right now. I'm not even looking hard. Every 10 stores a massage place. Today on the way to breakfast, I counted a couple of girls saying massage. Grab driver was trying to get me in on the motorbike for a reason, and then I had a couple of the local ladies trying to sell you the trinkets. They walk around in a mob. I think they must walk a lot of steps. They're constantly trying to sell you their hand-stitched items. The problem is they're all the same. I don't think they tribes even make them. I think they buy them. If you look at the Lao Chart border to China, you get all these Vietnamese going back and forth with these ginormous bags. And I think they make a lot of the stuff in China, bring it across, and it looks like traditional blankets, but it's all made in China. And then they just come here and sell it. And if you go to the which way should we go? Let's go this way. We're going to the bus stop. Down to the bus stop, I think, area. I'll show you that. So there's a lake. I've just sort of come down here, just following my nose. You can't get too lost in this place. Most of them all connect up to each other, but yeah, it's not a big place. But they also sell a lot of the native, the local items that the ladies are walking around trying to sell, and they sell them as in these action type of adventure hiking type of clothes shops, and they all sell the same stuff. I saw this last time in Vietnam a year ago. They're all selling the same jackets, the same pants, the same shorts, same socks, same bags. It must be like someone's importing and is selling a complete store. And it's a billiards table, billiards club. Occasionally you see across here is billiards club. So, of course, if you go to the bigger places like Da Nang and Hanoi, you're going to see the much bigger venues. That's probably only got a couple tables. But billiard is big in for the young people to play billiards here. I know where we are. So, just walking up to a market. Now, this market's not my thing. They sell a lot of coffee, beans. It's more a market for the locals to buy things, and they buy in bulk. What else? Motorcycles. A lot of scooters. Most of them are combustion. They're not like China where they're silent death machines and you can't hear them coming. You can hear them coming on these ones. And they all mostly wear helmets. Occasionally I see the odd ones like wearing helmets. And the helmets that they wear are pretty simple. I don't think they'll pass Western standards for a helmet. But they do wear them. Road crossings here. There's a couple chaps not wearing helmets right behind me. So the helmets here wouldn't pass Western standards. They all look pretty shit. I think they come off. They're gonna have a bad day. They don't wear any protection. A lot of the motorcyclists here, for the Vietnamese guys, they don't wear shoes. They wear Daniels, open toes. Open toe. I'm just looking at them. That guy's wearing shoes. It was a rarity. A lot of them were wearing open sandals. So we have arrived at Sapa Market. Now, if you've been to the larger markets in Hanoi, Da Nang, Ho Chi Minh City, in the train, you know what these are like. These are all, walk down the middle here, they're all pretty much the same. They're not targeting me at all. I'm not interested in buying what they sell here. But they sell a lot of beans. It's a local, this is really for the locals, it's my opinion. And they got traditional clothing, dresses too. And then as we look further into the Sapa market, you're going to see a lot of, as I spin you around, you're going to see fruit and veg, a lot of veg, and a lot of meat products, if I recall this right. It's nice. Hello. No, thank you. No, thank you. So, we got closed at the top. It's a big hallway. I walked up here the other day when it was pissing down with rain. Sizing here in Vietnam is interesting. If it says it's in XL for Western standards, it's really more like a. If you're XL back in Western Australia, or back in Australia, you're probably sitting on a 3XL up here. The sizing is quite small, so don't buy an XL if you're an XL at home over here, because an XL over here is probably like a medium back home. I can't comment about other Western countries. They all tweak their clothes, but best to try on. My experience, I've had to buy 2XL and 3XL if I was in XL, particularly with the jackets. They're always a smaller cut. A lot of bags. Clothes for the kids, a lot of ladies' clothes. Again, this is a local market. And of course, depending, there's lots of beans and lentils and nuts and mangoes and teas and bulk. You essentially just ask what you want, and they'll just shout a price for you, measure it up on the spot, and they give you smaller bags sometimes. I think it's how the way they do it. Cheap ass toys, dodgy clothes. So if you're a Westerner, don't come here expecting you're gonna buy up a high quality replacement in clothes. There's a food market in here, and here is sort of the veg market. More food. Oh, look at this. No, ducks. Next chicken. There's another chicken. I think these are mushrooms. They're mushrooms, I'm sure. Interesting. So I went to the buffet at the top of the mountain yesterday. Oh, sorry, the midway point. I must say I had some snails. They're a bit... Oh, donuts. Treats. Interesting. Plums. More treats. A lot of replica clothes. A lot of replica food. They all copy each other. They're two stores. It's almost like they let us double book. It's nice to sell. That's what they do. A lot of times it's the same. A lot of fruit veggies up here. Great if you're if you're a local buying your veggies in bulk. Negotiate. But only things I buy here are these types of markets, are apples and bananas. Yep. Everything else is too much of a challenge. But as you can see, more coffee shops. I haven't tried that coffee shop, Milano Coffee. I haven't tried that one yet. Good view today. Nice and blue sky. It'd be good up on top of the mountain today. I took a punt because I had one more day. I had today free, so I took a punt of going up yesterday, just in case the rain came back, and then it was going to be a disaster. So I think I chose the wrong day. I think today up the top of the mountain is going to be quite glorious. But it's not as high as you've ever been. In China, I'm sure I went to 3,500. At the top of the mountain here at which way? Sapa. It's going to be 3,100 meters, or 3,143 meters. So 3,143 meters at the top. I've been up higher. It wasn't super cold up there. I saw my gloves. I did feel a chill. I'm going to go up to Milano Coffee. You know, I've had coffee for the day, but let's get a coffee. Let's do a coffee scene. I've never done food or drinks. Most people know what they're getting. Let me order a coffee. I'll get myself a Vietnamese white, I think. Oh, so we're back. Just asked the lovely lady behind the counter if she could mute the music. Oh, do you YouTube copyright? So she was much obliging. There's no one else here, so I haven't upset anyone's good day with the music vibes. But the coffee for fancy coffee, which is a chocolate coffee, was 55,000. Call that just under $3 Australian. Good value. Again, I was just saying that China coffee has a much more they're the next level. They do like 20 different types of coffees, though this store does do quite a good selection. The Chinese go full out on their different coffees, and you can get different flavors, and you got a store that's focusing on peppermint style, rose flavored products. They'll have their different niche, and if you know your stores, to sort of go to them. And then you've got your go-tos, your chain stores, and they're really consistent. Of course, you buy through the app, and you get sometimes good promo prices on there. But if you're buying over the counter, overall, my experience so far is that Vietnam does better pricing for food and drink. Is what it is, really. But this is pretty scenic. I've got through the flags, I've got the mountains rising up. Of course, on the other side, up higher, that'll be the top of the peaks. That'll be around about 3,000 plus meters. It's still, you can see the dark sky up there, but down here it's hot. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And so we go. $55,000 drink. This is an icy drink. And here we go. A bit of straw with it. So again, this place is just behind the Sapa markets. Milano coffee. I haven't tried it before. When I came through the other day, it was gushing with rain. It just wasn't a pleasant time to walk around, but with an umbrella and the coats on, I didn't really want to stop. So it's just a extension of Sapa. There are a lot of hotels in here, so I think what you see, you'll get a lot of they look like a 3-star, 2-star, 3-star. Again, we're in Vietnam, so the hotels in Sapa are quite. How would I say? I think my experience with the Chinese, right, is they're 1 star higher. Everything's just better presented. In Vietnam, it's common to find a place that has got a bit of mould around the bathroom. The rooms are not as clean as China. My particular room that I've hired in we'll call this a 2-star place. It's quite tidy. It's got a good comfortable bed, which is important. It's a big spacious room, very spacious room. No TV, which is fine because you can get away. I get away with that. Lots of bench space to put my bag and my electronics and laptop out. Bedtime tables in the bathroom is attached. Of course, it's got ensuite. But the shower is this bath with this shower nozzle, so you can have it as a bath. But the water drying off is interesting. The whole bathroom is a wet zone, and so the water comes straight out onto the bathroom floor, and then it just drains out to a plug behind the toilet, so the whole area just gets flushed. So that's why I think there's a lot of mould. And the rooms don't get cleaned as often. That's my experience. In China, they were saying, every day, shall we clean your room? I says, no. And they were onto it. Over here, they don't. If you don't ask, they won't clean your room, and you have to ask for fresh towels. They won't do it for you, out of principle. My experience, of course, my room is 27 Australian dollars a night. It is not $100 a night. It's not $150 a night. If I was renting one of those, using one of those high caliber 4-star, 5-star hotels, then you would get it. And a 2-star, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get shit unless you ask for it. So it's a $27, and I'm off peak. It's the month of May, so I believe I'm definitely the pre-peak season. I think it's going to get busier in about 4 to 6 weeks here. It's when it starts getting hotter in Vietnam, and this place starts attracting more crowd, and you get a lot of the young ones coming up here for walks. Here's our coffee. Let's give it a taste. Very chocolate syrupy stuff. That's what I sort of expected. It's like it's an espresso shot chucked in. Most likely it's just they do the espresso shots in bulk, and they put them in little containers, or they do drips. I didn't hear the espresso machine cooking away, so I'm assuming it's some pre-done espresso that they just pour. Is what you find too when you go into the bigger cities. You'll find them, which is not here. Interesting. I'm not seeing a lot of mobiles units. People having little coffees on the side of the on the pavements, like I did with the say from Hanoi to Da Nang to Ho Chi Minh City. Here's a bit more to the people got fixed locations. I think because it rains its ass off, so people need that cover. That's my theory. But you do see around this market area, you're doing some little pop-ups, doing fruit and veg. It's a tidy place to be. They're doing a lot of walks here too, so if you're into your walks into the local villages, you can do a lot of walks. And on the Cook app, you can actually join up. And of course, the ladies around walking around the selling trinkets, they're also actively selling walks to their villages. Now, I think years ago, the villages to walk through had no cost. Now they charge a service fee, and I believe that a village may charge 100,000 to 150,000 Vietnamese dong per person to come into their village, which makes sense. You know, that's $5. That's $5 to $8 Australian to walk in their village. It goes into the village to help to fix the village up. You know, it means they can put money into fixing the pavements coming in where the tourists are walking through. It gives them incentive to work on the village, I can see. Yeah, basically everyone wins out of it, except for the selective few where you might stop and get food. That's the problem there, I suppose. I could see with these walking groups. And they're walking through some quite rough terrain too. I met a couple just the other day, and she had sprained her ankle doing a walk. So the terrain can be a bit spicy, and after a good number of rains, it can be a bit muddy too. But this particular trip, I'm not doing those big ass hikes. The first couple of days it was horrendously raining, and I don't find that attractive to walk in the rain without an umbrella. It just doesn't inspire me, really. And you could be sitting under the shade here, looking at that view. There we go. That's what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking through the flags at the mountains, with the clouds forming over the mountains, whispering over, breaking away like ghostly wisps of the blue sky. So, choices: drink coffee, shade, looking at that view, or roughing it through a muddy track. I'm not too sure. The other one about these coffee shops too, and all the shops, and even spas, they're all got it. All have got Wi-Fi. So you just jump to the Wi-Fi. So I found this last time. It's good for the Sims because you can extend out your Sim data usage by always jumping onto Wi-Fi. And the passwords are always like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8, or 7 7 7 7 7. 4 sevens and 4 eights. Or they've just got a simple G code. You just walk up and you just scan it, and it just joins their Wi-Fi. And I did before an edit on a video and uploaded it via their Wi-Fi while I was drinking a coffee, and good speeds. And that's quite refreshing after, say, a place like China where everything's blocked with the Western services. Makes it a bit challenging when you go to China. Okay, for a short term, you go there. For longer term, you're trying to access any media, you have to use your eSIM on your phone, which typically is going to be issued out of Hong Kong. So But then of course you do the big data burns, so you're going to eat your data up real quick. As for eSIMs over this place, I just jumped onto Kook. I mean, there's many quality roaming SIM cards you can get for Asia that will bounce you through multiple countries at the same time. High quality products, no doubt. I just used Kook, got myself a 7-day eSIM with 3 gig of data. Because remember, every time you jump to a location here, you can just join up Wi-Fi. If you're doing if you want to just scroll away the on YouTube, Instagram, waiting for the weather to pass if it's raining. So 7 days, 3 gig of data. It cost me $7 Australian on Kook. And I just did it very quick. There's other providers that will offer you through the SIM apps. I'm sure there's multiple that I've looked at in the past, but I've always found them to be a bit more expensive. But Vietnam's got a lot of options for it. And I reckon you could probably get away without using your eSIM for everyone. If you're going travelling with a couple, you could probably get away with just using one, because the only time that you need to do data on a eSIM over here is if you're walking about and you want to call yourself a grab taxi or a grab motorcycle, and you could probably just, as a couple, probably just mitigate down to one SIM. But they're cheap enough, you're only doing a short visit. I've always found Kook to be a pretty good provider. Gets you there, it's affordable. The coffee review. It's okay. It tastes very chocolatey. A lot of ice. There we go. Done. Normally go with a hot drink, but there we go. I haven't got sick as well in Vietnam. It's been good. I think in some of the smaller places you've got to watch out for the ice, but they don't make the ice on site. I think they buy this ice in bulk. That's what I think they do. I haven't been sick, so it's been good. Some of the places, particularly some of the carts, when you buy food, you have to be considerate of the fact that food hygiene may not be the best. It's a risk you take. The cafes are most likely got refrigeration units going on, so hopefully that's going to have a safer outcome. Anyway, I think we're done with coffee. We're done our views, and we will go back that way on the other side of the lake. Join me in a minute. Right here. Just some clean up. I think it's important. I don't like walking away from a table with stuff on it. I like to hand it in. Saves them a job. I don't think these people get paid a lot of money. I say people, I mean the Vietnamese cafe staff. I think they don't get paid a lot. Some of them work really long hours, like the Chinese work long hours. And I don't feel good treating them like servants, because that's just wrong, really. I am a tourist in their country. They see us as a foreigner as wealthy. If you can afford an air ticket to a foreign country, you're wealthy. A lot of these people have never been out of the country. And if you said some of these people, the store owners will close up selling clothes, you've been in China, that says, oh, you've been to China, but just across the border to pick up a supply and back again. They never went on holiday to China. And it's like the Chinese girls up in Kunming, which is 4.5 hours train ride from the border of Vietnam, which is like a gateway city. I spent quite a few days there. I like that city too. They don't travel. Never been to Vietnam. Haven't been out of the country. And these are people in their mid to early 20s to late 20s. Never travelled. Forget sometimes just how well we have it. Anyway, I struggle financially here, and here we are. We said cheap, but they possibly said expensive. I think it's an Asian experience. I've heard the same down even now as far as Malaysia. Malaysians are seeing cost of living expenses going through the roof. A lot of the oldies are on fixed incomes, and as a foreigner, you do see these places as affordable. The fruit, they're selling that durian stuff, which is that stinky fruit. I haven't been brave enough to eat it yet. I'm going to push myself. It's big time in China. They slice it up for you into little bits, into little takeaway containers. I have to try and sneak some. Oh, I saw this the other day. This is the Sapa Lake Market. Came here the other day and it was pissing out rain. There you go, the love market. That's all very romantic. Maybe this is where they do a lot of weddings. You can see there's a Sapa market right behind me, and oh, they're putting up lights. Weather must be good. So, the love market. Weddings and birthdays, celebrations. Tonight though, prepping for a birthday. So these guys are onto something. They've got the lights out. So I'm thinking it's going to be a good night tonight. It's going to be nice and clear. No rain, because these guys know their weather. They live here. They're putting up the lights. But here we go. There's a love market. Not what you expect. If you said you went to a love market in Thailand, for example, expectations could be quite different. They could be very different. There we go. That is you. It's quite nice. Do like Sapa. I don't like Sapa for 5 days or 5 nights, and you weren't walking about. Let's assume it was perfectly fine weather for the total duration. I think you could get bored up here within 3 days. There's so much food and drink and coffee that you could probably drink. As I said previously, I don't know if I've made the cut, but if I go to get traditional Vietnamese bao dinner, which is like a bowl, like a soupy vegetable meaty bowl, which is quite nice. That's 50,000 dong at a sit down place. A proper boat place too, and the beer, tiger beer, was 25,000 dong. I have seen beer range, but for the same drink, between 25 and 35,000 dong. So we go walking back towards the lake. Yeah. So your prices do vary, but then again, you got to weigh that up. 35,000 dong. It's less than $2 for a beer. I'm pretty sure in Hanoi you can get the Hanoi beer, which is I've seen over here too in Sapa, and I've seen you can get that for as low as 80 cents for a can. It's cheap beer. I don't think they got any tax. I think these places operate under a very much of a free market approach. If they can do it, they'll do it. Health and safety doesn't really kick in. You look sometimes at a place and you go, oh, it's a bit spicy. Yeah, looking at how they're keeping the meat products, there's no refrigeration. A lot of times they do fresh cuts too. The meat's there, it's just been freshly diced. Yeah, it is what it is. I haven't got sick over here. But it's not unusual. It's not a Vietnam problem, it's just an Asia thing really. Refrigeration is a luxury of life for a lot of people. That's why they have these fresh markets and they go down there and the meat or the chickens have been freshly slaughtered that day. So it's rather fresh. It's probably fresher when you think about it. The meat over here is fresher than the meat you get in a Western country like Australia, because it goes through that whole storage, and then when they get this, they're slaughtering it, slicing it, or slaughtering it, and then it's sent into a butchery for cutting it up. When they seal it, a lot of times they're, particularly the supermarkets, they put in they gas it under the wrappings with, is it nitrogen? So it doesn't age the meat as quick. So, and that might be a couple of days sitting on the shelf before you get to it to buy it, because it can sit on the shelf for sometimes a week or a bit. So they're doing a lot of fridge of tricks to keep the meat staying longer on the shelf, whereas here it's fresh. You haven't got any of that magic going on with the meat cuts. Oh, there we go. Water spraying off the top of the roof, bouncing onto the road. Someone's doing it clean. Gotta be quick in this place. Walking under some of the eaves, you can get wet. Oh, the lights. So here's a view looking over the lake into the mountains. Now that's mountains, not where the cable car goes up. Cable car goes up that side. So it looks clear up there. It's a good day to go up. It's quite pleasant. The tourist mix up here is it's quite broad. A lot of Europeans, a lot of Italians, French, a lot of French. I met some Czechs up on the cable car going up the mountain yesterday. So I've met English, met Scots, I've met Australians. I spoke with a German. It's all up, and I spoke with a lot of Indians too. I don't speak Hindi. I did know some Hindi words last year when I went there, but I couldn't remember any of it, so they speak fluent. The Hindis that can travel from India tend to be middle class, highly educated and travelled. You have a lot of poor in India, but you have a lot of rich and middle class. So again, it's sort of a place where on my trip last year out of Hanoi, I saw a lot of Indians too. So in short, this place, again, dicing the traffic. Okay, remember the cars go on the right here. So So the choices, you can either cut through this edge of the lake, and there's a bus station, there's a coffee place, the markets we were at just before, and let's walk, oh I haven't done this yet, down the riverfront. When I was here last, wasn't pleasant weather. It was an umbrella coat jacket time today, and you couldn't see across the lake. It was all pea soup, super foggy, and it would come and go. Like 5 minutes it was clear, the next 5 minutes it was like pea soup, and you couldn't see across the road almost. That island there is restricted access. I don't know how you get that. I haven't seen anyone on that island. Super scenic. Now in the middle of the lake there's 3 framed orchids. Now I recall that they light up at night. That's what I recall. I have to come down here when it's a clear night. It wasn't very interesting walking around in the rain at night, but I think they just light up. I don't think there's any water show here, but it's a bit like the lake of when you go into the tourist part of Hanoi and you've got the lake. Gives me that feel, but of course the Hanoi Lake is a lot bigger. And on a side note, I just read they were putting a ton of cash into doing a lot of rebuild around the lake, so Hanoi of old is going to change. Looks like they're spending a bit of coin to refreshen up the heart of tourist land in Hanoi. So that I read it got announced today. I do not know their program when they're talking at doing it, but you can see it's all very pretty. And of course this side you've got, there's another street that goes up and over, up and the next level up. There's a lot of schools. Well, there's definitely down here there's some schooling. I don't know what these places are. They look very formal. Could be government, local government buildings. A lot of party symbols. I'm not too sure what these buildings all are. There's a couple of primary schools in this area too, so one just down here on the up here on the right hand side, and another one across the other side of the lake. There's a primary school. Well, hello again. One thing I haven't spotted as much as I did say in Vietnam. So I haven't noticed too many young ladies, men, just going hard on the photos, doing selfies. You don't see that often in comparable to say in Vietnam. Say in China it's everywhere. It's quite interesting. And then there was a couple of young ladies here just taking their photos. Around Tet, which is a public holiday of Vietnam, which I think is in the month of May. I think, yeah, month of May. So Tet is a national holiday where it's a bit like a Golden Week in China. It runs for the week and everyone travels and goes home, but they dress up in their formal Vietnamese dresses. Very pretty. The girls go hard in the photos, but it's It's more of a one-off thing, really. I don't see them going hard like the Chinese girls do. They're busy working. So, got back to the top of the lake. As you can see, these buildings have got I don't know how they do it. It just reminds me, throughout Vietnam, these stacked buildings with a lot of lights and signage. It just gives me Vietnam vibes. I like it. It looks good too. And some of the buildings are a bit spicy when it comes down to, like there's Le Gecko Cafe, right? That's the cafe that I have quite liked. They've got, you find the cafes have got, when you sit up the top, they've got good power, they've got Wi-Fi, strong Wi-Fi, and they've got a good place to hang out. But you can see the building is not straight. There's quite a few of them, and they're leaning, but I don't think they're going to go anywhere because they're all built next to each other. So another building is taking the load of the next building. Here we go. These restaurant bars that go up here, and they've got karaoke bars up here too. So they have karaoke parties up the top. But walking back into where I don't know, this is called, I don't know, it's a bit of a centre splice. You've got lots of roads splicing out of this central way. And we're going to be walking up to the church, and we'll be walking up to the pavilion where the cable car leaves from town. Pavements are a bit spicy here. You do a lot of road walking because the pavements are sort of turned into, as you can see, places to park motorcycles and put plants and to extend your business out for selling. There's just lots of nice little coffee shops everywhere. You've got the coffee chain Kong here too, which I've seen before. They call it right a zebra crossing right now. That means there's a pool in this place. Just so you put your hand out or just start walking and they'll go around you. Like water around a stone in the creek. There's Kong. So Kong is a branded coffee chain. They've got a couple of stores in here that I've seen at least two. And the Kong coffee chain, I'll just flick it to me, probably go through this garden area. The Kong has got a good place, and there's another chain here called Kogue. It's a rip. There's an extra O. It's themed differently though. It's not like doing rip, but you do have lots of coffee options in this place. You can see it's all very scenic. There's an interesting building. That's an interesting building. You just can walk around this place and just look at the infrastructure, the buildings. It's all very unique. You know, it's quite good. Let's cross the road. And you just sort of cross the weave around you. There's an old building. It's very old. It's very loved. So, oh, here we go. Okay. So as we're walking past, this is the bus down to Lake Chao, and they cost around about 46 to 50,000. I thought it was 50,000. I'll just check. So the ticket prices are 46,000. I think you just get them 50,000. I don't think they make around change. 4,040 cents. Is that right? Oh no, thanks. I'm good. Hopefully someone good approach for this walk. So they run every half hour. I think they're sort of waiting for a few people too. In the morning I think it's busier. Remember, if you go to the Chinese border, China is 1 hour ahead. So if you've got like a train scheduled going off the border, say it's 1:30, it's really 12:30 Vietnamese time, so you have to give yourself down from Sapa down to Lake Chao and then get across the border and then get a taxi from the border. But there is a bus too. The bus runs from there is a bus that runs from the border to the hello. There you go. Some locals. So yeah, take that into consideration and go to China. But anyway, back to where we are. We're back to the church. Catholic Church. Looks like it got kicked up, made about 1926. It's had a couple of restorations in 95 and 2007. It's active. I saw them going on Saturday night. They were singing their hymns, of course in Vietnamese. And this looks like further continuation of the church. It does look like there is a church accommodation for the priests and the nuns. I don't know if there's any educational services here. I do not know. Yeah, it looks like there's some open air component to the church out there. They're drying some clothes out there. Interesting. Look like blankets are drying out. I wouldn't be surprised if there are some accommodation options there for people in need that maybe the church does put up. That's just a pure guess. And of course, we spoke about that before. That's the like a theatre place. I haven't seen it operational. You can see there's lots of seats. I imagine they do shows there, and they might do Christmas festivals in that courtyard. And there's some plaza. That's the plaza. That's a bit of a shopping centre, and in the back of it, it's got the cable car. When I say cable car, it's a train that's pulled up by a cable to the midway point, and then up the midway point, you take the proper cable car itself. That looks like it says it's been designed and provided by Swiss, so it's European. It's quite a bit of design work to get up that mountain, and that's run by the Venn Group. So there we go, sunny day. We go. I'm going to call it quits. This is my walk through around the lake on a sunny day video. Hopefully you get up here. It's quite pleasant. If you're young and fit and enabled, go out for a walk around the hills and see the villages. I think that's what you need to do in this place. I can feel this place getting quite busy in summer. When summer hits Vietnam in the month of June, July, because this place is going to be buzzing because it's going to have no humidity. It's going to be I believe the humidity up here doesn't change, so it's going to be nice and cool, comparable to down south in Hanoi and Da Nang and Ho Chi Minh City. I think you get it down there, it's just going to get fucking hot. Hot. Way hot. So this place becomes a bit of a refuge. People trying to get away from the hotness of the rest of Vietnam. So it gets very busy. So, happy travels. See you next video. Have fun. Be awesome. Like, subscribe, do all that type of stuff. I'm not doing this for the likes and subscribes, but it's helpful. I just talk what I talk. You like it, you don't like it. Remember, you chose to listen to me. If you got this far, you've chosen to listen to me talk. Mostly about rubbish, random facts, and good on you. Anyway, see you next time.